Hello and welcome back. If you're new here, my name's Minion J. I work on behalf of the channel's namesake, the Disgruntled Octopus. And before you click off today, I actually want your opinion on something quite quickly. So I am doing a New Year's resolution that I completely obliterated in the second day of January. So I am useless. So I'm trying to do a video a day for the month of January, just a 10 to 15 minute video of rambling and discussing different topics, community engagement, talking a little bit of reselling, talking a little bit about everything else, and talking about daily life. And there's a dog in the background that is sending me insane, hopefully not doing the same to you. So if you are into that kind of content, please like, comment, and subscribe, all those different things. Normally I don't say that very much in my videos, but I would really appreciate it if you can. Before we get into today's topic, which is me trying to turn a $50 Australian into a 30,000 Japan holiday by the end of the year, which I don't know how I'm going to go with that, but we'll have a crack. But what I did is, if you are, I suppose, in the reselling space, or if you're aware of the reselling space, you're probably aware that some resellers or some people in the community view resellers as parasitic or the scum of society, all those different things. But I do have something I wanted to run by you, regardless if you're a reseller or otherwise. I just want your opinion on something, and let me know in the comment section below how you would have handled this or how you view it. Long story short, so just say for Boxing Day, which is the 26th of December for us, an elderly lady, as it turned out, put up a listing on Facebook Marketplace for a particular item that I sourced. And if you watched the channel before, you could probably work out what I'm alluding to. If you're not, you'll have to go back a couple of videos and have a look. So it's come here, so it's all good. There's no scam. There's no shade towards this lady at any capacity. So she wanted $350 for a particular item that I sell from a reselling perspective. I niche down in this. I would consider myself as one of the top 5 sellers in this category in Australia. I'm trying to obviously build it from that way. Like I say, perspective, calm down. But like I said, that she listed it for $350. There was one particular item in this bulk lot that goes to $500 by itself. And all the rest are, $30, $40, $50 items. So I reached out to her quite quickly after she listed it. She listed it for $350. I reached out to her, I think it was like 2 or 3 minutes after it, because it came up on Facebook saying it's been just listed 2 minutes ago, something along the lines of that. Reached out to her, asked if it was available. Long story short, yes. Transferred her the $350. We were happy. We discussed it. We'll go from that. Turns out that she was a 70, 75-year-old lady, which is probably going to help my case in this respect. However, we're quite conversing, because if people talk to me, I'll talk back to them. And, by all means, if you want to leave a comment in the comment section, I'll talk back to you as well. So we're talking about, and she was telling me that she was going to use that $350 to go visit her new great-granddaughter. So she lives in the middle of nowhere in New South Wales, which is a place called Tenterfield. It's very, very, very low population. One of those areas that, kind of cut off from society. But it's not too bad. It's quite a lovely little town. I used to drive through there a fair bit. So she was going to use this money to go spend a couple of nights accommodation in a motel with her great-granddaughter that's just been born. So being quite elderly and not used to Facebook, I'd think, so she's actually, instead of marking the listing as sold, she's actually just put what the product was and put little dash sold next to it. So she hasn't actually cancelled the listing. She told me, and she has provided me screenshots, about no fewer than probably 4 or 5 people reach out to her and say, hey, look, I can't believe you sold it for that much. It's worth more. That particular item's worth $500. I would have put it much higher and all these different things. You should have asked for $500 or $600 or $700. You got ripped off and all these different things. So she wrote back to them saying, hey, look, thank you for letting me know. Yes, I know it's how much it was worth. My grandson gave it to me. He told me how much it was worth, but I put it $350 because I wanted to move it. I wanted it sold. And a gentleman, she doesn't know me too well, bought it. And I'm quite happy with $350, and I'm happy with that transaction. These people were continually hounding her. Like I said, that she sent me the screenshots, and she has mentioned it numerous times in the messages, that people were constantly harassing her. And she said, look, that me, being Josh, basically can do whatever he wants with it. If he wants to sell it, he wants to do all these different things. It's his prerogative. He can go from that way. So she was constantly getting harassed. She was getting quite upset and distraught when she was speaking to me on on Facebook. I don't know with old ladies and me. Grumpy Granny helped me out in that respect. she was becoming quite distraught. So I was trying to show her how to cancel that listing and how to remove it from that particular Facebook page. People were constantly coming through, and I said to her, I said, look, I'm more than happy if you want to give me the $350 back. I'm more than happy for you to pursue another another buyer, and get your $500, all those different things. I wouldn't have been comfortable paying $500 for it because I'm primarily looking to resell it, right? Parasitic or otherwise, I gave her what she asked, and she was quite content with that. So, I suppose from my question for the comment section, do you think it's acceptable for people in a collecting community or non-resellers to harass sellers that that have underpriced things? I personally, I thought it was quite viral, viral. That's probably not the best word. Vile, which is probably the word I was after. The people were treating this lady with in contempt. She was quite happy that the transaction was quite quickly. I transferred her the money straight away. She posted it as it was a done deal, and I said to her, look, and I think I mentioned this before, is if you're not comfortable with the $350, just transfer it back and go with another one. And she said to me, Josh, no one has actually offered me more money. They're all saying that you should have listed it higher, but no one's actually offered her. So hey, look, that's worth $750. I'll give you $500. And not that she would have taken it. She said, look, hey, look, they're yours. Go sell them. Whatever you want to do from them. However, like I was saying, it's this poor old lady had the good intentions of using this money, using the platform and all these different things, and being harassed and being hounded by people in that community for being do-gooders and all these different things. So I'm quite torn. I don't condone predatory reseller behavior where you see in videos where they basically just constantly bully the seller in the sense of saying, hey, look, give it to me for $1 when they've got it listed for $50 and all those different things. I don't agree with that. I'm useless at negotiating. So if you have a garage sale, let me come around. I'll probably pay your asking price. Because a little bit of a sidetrack story. When I was in the Middle East a few times with work, and if you watched the videos before, you can probably work out where I work. I was useless at negotiating, and I still am. It hasn't changed over the many, many, many years that I've been doing work where I've been working. To the point where a couple of the locals were actually giving me negotiation lessons because they were getting told off in the various shops and the various souks and all those different things that I wasn't negotiating. So I was offending the locals because I was just paying their asking price. They would say, hey, I said, well, how much for this watch, or how much for this 3DS, or how much for what I was buying back then? And they'd be like, this price. And I say, cool, no worries. And then they would get cranky and start screaming at me in Arabic and Indian, Pakistani, all these different languages. And I suppose my chauffeur, a little friend I had over there, was basically getting very, very, very annoyed with me, saying that, look, you need to negotiate. It's not a skill that I have. I don't like confrontation. I kind of like people pleasing to a little perspective. So I irritated a lot of people in Dubai. So that's enough of that story. But going back to what we're going to talk about today with the Japan challenge. So I'm going to start off with $50 Australian. I'm looking at a family holiday for 6. I think $30,000 is going to be overkill. I'm looking at about $1,000 for the flights return from us in Canberra. So just giving me a bit of a buffer. I'm not too sure what time of the year I'm going to Japan. My eldest is in year 12 this year, so that's her final year at school. So unfortunately, it won't be in 2025, the family holiday. I'm just accumulating the funds to get there in early 2026. So I've never been to Japan before. So if you have been over there, or if you know anything over there, let me know in the comment section where I should be going, what I should be looking at, or what I should be looking at budget-wise. Like I was saying, I was budgeting $1,000 for the flight tickets, probably about $5,000 or $6,000 for the accommodation, and obviously experiences on top of that. So the kids want to go to Nintendo Land, at Universal Studios, they want to go to Disney World, Disney Sea. I personally want to go to the Kirby Cafe. I just snorted that. But all these different places. I think 30 grand is going to be overkill. However, I just want to make sure that I have enough to cover it, and I don't want to go from, get the kids disappointed. So I started off with $50. So what I've done is I've actually got $10 left. So if you haven't seen our crazy, funny looking money in Australia, this is a $10 note, and I just dropped something that I was trying to sell. So I will probably hold up a $50 note in the thumbnail just so you know what it looks like if you're from America. So I'm still trying to eke out the rules, and that's the beauty of this thing. It's in the sense of saying it's dealer's choice. I can change the rules as much as I like. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to, I suppose, burn through all my cash with one purchase. My primary function is I've worked it out to be about $80 a day that I need to make that $30,000 lump at the end of the year. It's probably a bit more now because we're actually a couple of days in. I did pick up a couple of things. So I did pick up a couple of Switch games for $10 each. This is Just Dance 2022. It goes for about $25 plus postage, which is about $35 all in. I'm looking for things that have a very quick turnover. Like I was saying before, I'm down to my last $10 and I need to revamp that back up, because once that dollar value gets higher, I can invest into bigger items like board games. I paid $150 for all those board games in the shrink wrap you can see there, and they're probably going to be bringing back about $1,400 when all's said and done. So I need to bring that $10 up to a more manageable level, like $100, $150, $200. Eventually it will get there. Then I can start making bigger purchases to give me a bigger return on investment opposed to $10, $15 a swipe. So I will just, I'm not very good with the camera, am I? So this is another game. This is the other game I picked up for $10. It's called Taiku no Tutsian. I butchered that and I better learn how to spell it before I get to Japan, or pronounce it before I get to Japan. It's a rhythm game. You basically use your Switch controllers as a drum, or you can buy a drum off the internet. So the reason why I think I mentioned games like this before in a previous video, the ones like that, they're very short print run because they're very niche in the sense that many people don't know what it is, or there's very select market or niche market. So the reason why I picked this up for, I just sold a whole bunch of stuff. Hopefully some of these. The reason why I picked this up, it sells brand new for $55 Australian. However, that's the US import copy. I have said this numerous times before. People collect Australian version Switch games. So that little G down the bottom that you can see there, they will collect video games, and they will pay a premium for that little G to be on the case. So I have listed that game for $75 plus postage, primarily because there's only been one sold in the last 90 days. I think it was around $35 plus postage. But I've put that down to knowing video games as much as I do, that people probably didn't know what they had. Probably went off priced it off the US or the Japanese version, which is around that price. But I think they could have got a higher amount for it. So I have listed a little bit higher. If on a weekly basis, I'll probably drop it by $10 until I get to that $50 mark, and I'll leave it there. So between those two, I'm probably looking about a return of $70 or $80 after cost of goods and after the actually postage and all those different things. So I'm quite happy with that. I did allude these in a previous video, I believe. So I picked up these as well. These are Treasure X Ninja Hunter, or Treasure X Ninja Gold. So they're a product from 2019. The reason why I picked those up for is, and I have spoken about Treasure X before, absolutely love Treasure X, but it really depends on the theme, right? These ones here cost me $2.50. So someone was selling 8 of them for $30. And this goes a bit contradictory to what I said earlier about negotiation. I could do it over text, over Facebook. So I reached out and I said, look, will you do $20? Because, sorry, he wanted 25. I hate going to the ATM and people saying, hey, look, give me $5 or $25. Make it in ATM denominals. Wayne, let me know if that's a word or not. Yeah, so basically I said, look, hey, I don't particularly want to give you $25. Can I just do it for $20? And he was happy with that. So they cost me $2.50 each. The sold comps from the States puts them around about that $50 mark. So I have listed them for $49.99 each. I think they're going to be a bit of a slow seller, which is not too bad because, like I said, that they are. But the reason why these ones are for, they're out of print or they're retired. And one in 18 actually has gold dip treasure. I wouldn't believe it if I didn't see it myself. My son used to be into them many years ago. We did give him a excuse me. We did give him a 3-pack that came with a little bit of gold. So it is in there. But I'm not holding my breath for these three here. It's probably about 2 cents worth of gold, but like I was saying, is that these sell, you know, quite frequently, and I will put the sold comps on the screen somewhere. We're about that $50 American, $50 Australian from the States. So if I wanted to sell them, I could probably do them as well, I've got them as a multi-quantity listing at the moment. As they progress through the challenge, if they haven't done anything in the next month, I probably will start promoting at 10%. Then I'll start putting in multi-quantity buying discounts. So like maybe if you buy 4, you get 10% off or something like that, just to move that stock. And like I was saying, with this challenge, I really need to focus on, don't you love it when your iPhone comes up saying low battery when you're trying to record? Really need to focus on quick sell-through stuff. So really, the Switch games are those quick sell-through. I expect them to both be gone in the next week. Like I said, bringing back $80. I've still got $10 that I can look in on Facebook Marketplace and pick up some, you know, low-level things to move quite quickly. I'm not going to rely too heavily on the thrift stores, or if at all. And I'm not going to bring my beloved niche into this challenge either. So you won't see any of those in there. But thrift store prices are quite ludicrous. I drive past the Vinnies on the way to the post office every day. There's a lot of people that walk out and they have nothing in their hands, give you an indication of the pricing. So I won't be relying on thrift stores or op shops or all those different things. It'll be primarily through Facebook Marketplace and just different avenues that people reach out to me from there. But anyway, let me know below in the comment section below if you do like these rambling videos. If you don't like these rambling videos, how many times I used the word perspective this one. I think I was pretty good in this one, mate. Anyway, let me know, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.